Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Today I want to focus on Phil Town's option contracts. That's what you see here in front of you on the screen. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm a big Phil Town fan. Just recently I came out with a video talking about his portfolio, his buys and sells. Also talked about his performance for his Rule 1 fund. And I also talked about his option contracts, which you see in front of you. Now, I've had numerous people in the past request, how do I find his option contracts? And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to go find his option contracts if you want to do so going into the future. Now, there are two different ways on doing so. The first way is very easy to do, but there's a caveat with that. You can actually only see his option contracts twice a year, so 2 out of the 4 quarters. Or the second option I'm going to show you as well is a lot more cumbersome, but you can find his option contracts every quarter going through that methodology. So hopefully you get some value out of this video. If you do, smash the thumbs up button. I always encourage you to subscribe to my channel if this is the kind of content you like. I'm a very big Phil Town fan. I took his course a couple of years ago. I've read a couple of his books, and I think his strategies overall are very sound, and I always like to follow to see kind of what he is doing. Okay, now the first option or first methodology on finding his option contracts is actually through his rule1fund.com website. So many of you may not know this, but this is where he keeps all his Rule 1 fund commentary and his investor relations website that is focused on his Rule 1 fund. If you haven't seen his website, definitely go check it out. Again, it's rule1fund.com. But how you can actually find his option contracts is if you go to the investor relations section right here, click on that, and then you can actually see his previous reports going all the way back to 2019 when he founded this fund. But you can see here is 2023 semi-annual report. And so this one is at the end of June 30th, 2023. So he comes out with reports twice a year. So one in June and then the other one in December. So that's why I said you can actually see his option contracts twice a year through this particular website. So unfortunately, if you're looking for his option contracts at the end of September or at the end of March, you can't find them going through this methodology, and I'll show you that other methodology here in a second. But what we'll do here is we'll click on this 2023 semi-annual report, which is as of June 30th, 2023. All right, so let me make this a little bigger so you guys can see it. And it's pretty simple. You just scroll down till you find the option contracts. There's some information about his fund, talks about different stocks that he currently owns in different categories. And then when you get down here, then he starts talking about his different option contracts. Here's the purchased options. So you have call options, you got put options. You can see, for example, here, he had purchased some call options on Tyson Food. So that's a 1.85% of his total investments there. He's got some put options here on Boeing. If you scroll down even more, here's some options that he's written. So these would be options that he has sold on the market. So you see Activision Blizzard, Banco ZK, Capital One. And again, this is as of the end of June 30th, so the second quarter. If you're watching this video here in November or even December, this is not his latest quarter. His latest quarter would have been in September 30th. So just keep that in mind as we kind of go through this. But you can see it's very easy. He's categorized the option contracts very easily, so you can just kind of scroll through and see those. So that is one way to do so. Certainly, again, if it's the end of the second quarter or fourth quarter, this is probably your best way of going and find his options. Now, let me show you a second way, which is quite a bit more cumbersome, but needless to say, it's still another way to find it. Okay, now the second methodology on finding his option contracts, like I said earlier in this video, this is a very cumbersome way on finding them, but I want to show you guys anyway because you can find his option contracts every single quarter using this methodology. So certainly for Q1 and Q3, which you're not going to find on his website, you can at least come here and find those. So what you want to do is go to the sec.gov website. Once you're here, Then you want to go to company filings. Click on that. Then under company and person lookup, what you want to do is you want to type in World Funds Trust. Once you do that, then you'll kind of get this section down here that kind of pops up, and you want to click on World Funds Trust. Now keep in mind that the Rule 1 fund is under this World Funds Trust, and so are other funds as well, which creates complexity on trying to find his particular fund at times. So click on that, and then this is going to pop up from here. And then what you can see is these monthly portfolio investment reports. Off to the right here, you can see the reporting date is September 30th. So that's the latest quarter that the Rule 1 fund actually issued their filing, which is in sequence with the calendar year. So where it gets more difficult is that one of these funds is the Rule 1 fund. So unfortunately, you kind of have to click through each one trying to find it. Now I've already done that. It's the fourth one down. So we'll click on that here and I'll show you. So when you click on this here and you start scrolling down, what you're looking for is this item A2 called name of series. And so you can see the Rule 1 fund right here. So that's how you know it's the Rule 1 fund. So if you see another name there, that is a different fund and you're not on the right one. So from here, what you can do is scroll down and you want to find the option contracts. This actually takes a while to do, so just keep that in mind. So if you come down here, for example, you see his total assets, total liabilities, net assets of the fund in general. In my videos, I talk about, or track at least, and then show you guys how his fund is performing. So you can see here under item B5, this is return information by month. So this first one would have been July. So he was up 4.91% in July. He was down 2.13% in August. Then he was down 3.3% in September. But that's how I kind of find his returns for his portfolio. And keep scrolling down here. And what we're trying to find is, here's the first one. So under Part C, Schedule of Portfolio Investments. So this first one here is S&P 500 Index. You can see he has some put options on the S&P 500 Index for the put of 33.50. Now, we don't know if he's written these or if he's actually purchased these. So you have to keep scrolling down. You can see he did 284 contracts. And keep in mind, there's 100 shares for each contract. So you can see there's a lot of shares here, about 28,000 different shares. So if we keep scrolling down, it's about 1.87% of his portfolio. Keep going down, keep going down. And then here we go. So these S&P 500 puts were purchased. So they were bought at a strike price of $33.50, expiration date of June 20th, 2025. So you want to see more, you keep scrolling down. So this is his Tyson Foods position. It's about 2%, 1.95% of his portfolio. So that's an option contract. So we'll just keep scrolling down here until we find some more option contracts. This is his cash position right here, which is about 19% of his portfolio. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, here's another one. So Boeing. He has some put options on Boeing, strike price of 170, expiration date of 10/20/2023. Again, if we don't know if he's written or if he's purchased these, so we keep going down. And the next one, here we go. So put options, they were purchased. So these were also bought like the ones we saw previously. So it's as simple and as complicated as that. So his exercise strike price is at 170, and expiration date, like we said before, is 10/20/2023. So you can see there's a lot of stuff here. And so you really just need to look for those option contracts. Again, you'll have some of his actual positions in here as well. So yeah, this is what just takes so long. So you guys can kind of see that, you know, the videos I put together for Phil Town's portfolio specifically usually takes me hours to put together to bring to you guys. So hopefully that brings a like right there to the video. You can see what I go through. But I want at least to show you guys how you can go through and find his options and also his current positions as well, or even his returns so far in his portfolio. This is one way of doing that, sec.gov website. But again, the other way of doing that is going to his website as well to find that through the Rule 1 Fund website. But again, you only see the second quarter and fourth quarter there. So thanks again for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you want to go see that full video on the Philtown portfolio, again, that is a link down below. I also have a Patreon if you guys want to support the channel. There you'll find valuation templates, a video explaining how to value companies using those different valuation templates that I do give out. You also get access to my Discord channel where there's about 100 other value investors, many of which actually follow Philtown as well. So if you want to support the channel or get access to those different items, I'll put a link down in the description below. Love to see you guys over there as well. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Catch you on the other side. Take care and God bless.